Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 18, text number 38 to 41. So there are 4 verses, so last verse we can repeat, all other verses I will read for myself, you can listen. Text 38. Tato bhyetya shramam balo gale sarpa kalevaram pitaram vikshya dukkharto mukha kantho rurodaha. Translation. Thereafter, when the boy returned to the hermitage, he saw the snake on his father's shoulder, and out of his grief he cried very loudly. Purport. The boy was not happy because he committed a great mistake, and he wanted to be relieved of the burden on his heart by crying. So, after entering the hermitage and seeing his father in that condition, he cried loudly so that he might be relieved. But it was too late. The father regretted the whole incident. Text 39. Sava angi rasho brahman shutva suta vilapanam unmilya shanakair netre drishtva chamshe mrutoragam. Translation. O Brahmanas, the rishi who was born in the family of Angira Muni, hearing his son crying, gradually opened his eyes and saw the dead snake around his neck. Text 40. Visrajyatam cha prapacha vatsa kasma dhirodisi kenava vate apakritam ityuktaha sanyavedayat. Translation. He threw the dead snake aside and asked his son why he was crying, whether anyone had done him harm. On hearing this, the son explained to him what had happened. Purport. The father did not take the dead snake on his neck very seriously. He simply threw it away. Actually, there was nothing seriously wrong in Maharaj Parikshit's act. But the foolish son took it very seriously, and being influenced by Kali, he cursed the king and thus ended a chapter of happy history. Text 41. This we will all read together. Nishamya shaptam atadarham narendram sabrahmano natmajam abhyanandat ahobatam ho mahadadyate kritam alpiya sidroha ururdhamodrita. Translation. The father heard from his son that the king had been cursed, although he should never have been condemned, for he was the best amongst all human beings. The rishi did not congratulate his son, but on the contrary began to repent, saying, Alas, what a greatly sinful act was performed by my son. He has awarded heavy punishment for an insignificant offense. Purport. The king is the best of all human beings. He is the representative of God, and he is never to be condemned for any of his actions. In other words, the king can do no wrong. The king may order hanging of a culprit son of a Brahmana, but he does not become sinful for killing a Brahmana. Even if there is something wrong with the king, he is never to be condemned. A medical practitioner may kill a patient by mistaken treatment, but such a killer is never condemned to death. So what to speak of a good and pious king like Maharaj Parikshit? In the Vedic way of life, the king is trained to become a Rajarshi or a great saint, although he is ruling as a king. It is the king only by whose good government the citizens can live peacefully and without any fear. The Rajarshi would manage his kingdom so nicely and piously that his subjects would respect him as if he were the Lord himself. That is the instruction of Vedas. The king is called Narendra, or the best amongst the human beings. How then could a king like Maharaj Parikshit be condemned by an inexperienced, puffed up son of a Brahmana, even though he had attained the powers of a qualified Brahmana? Since Shamika Rishi was an experienced, good Brahmana, he did not approve the actions of his condemned son. He began to lament for all that his son had done. The king was beyond the jurisdiction of curses as a general rule, and what to speak of a good king like Maharaj Parikshit? The offense of the king was most insignificant, and his being condemned to death was certainly a very great sin for Shringi. Therefore, Rishi Shamika regretted the whole incident. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So recently, the Olympic Games concluded in Paris last month. And in these Olympics, there was a big controversy involving one Indian lady wrestler, Vinesh Phogat, who contested in the women's 50 kg freestyle wrestling category at the Paris 2024 Olympics. So what happened was on August 6, 2024, Vinesh Phogat competed in the 50 kg wrestling category and advanced to the finals after defeating her opponents, which included defeating the then defending Olympic champion, the Cuban semi-final opponent, Yuselinlis Guzman. So Vinesh Phogat was set to compete for gold after this. But on August 7, 2024, the next day, she was disqualified for the finals for being 100 grams over the 50 kg limit during the mandatory second weigh-in checking before the final. So Vinesh Phogat had gained 2.7 kgs after her semi-final bout. And she had spent the night trying to reduce her weight, despite intense efforts which included spending time in sauna bath, cutting her hair, even adjusting her clothing. She couldn't shed her last 100 grams which needed her to qualify. So her disqualification meant that her Cuban semi-final opponent, whom she had defeated, Yuselinlis Guzman, she replaced her with a gold medal bout. The Wrestling Federation of India protested this disqualification and they appealed, but the United World Wrestling Foundation emphasized that the rules must be followed regardless of the unfortunate situation. So on August 14th, Vinesh Phogat with the Wrestling Federation of India appealed to the Court of Arbitration of Sports, but it was dismissed. On August 19th, the Court of Arbitration for Sports CAS released a detailed verdict rejecting her request even for a joint silver medal. The appeal was that, okay, gold medal she was not qualified, but she has won the semi-final, at least she should get silver medal, but they disqualified even for that. Why? Because she had argued that her disqualification for being 100 grams overweight was harsh and asked for consideration due to factors like hydration, menstrual cycle, etc. However, the court rejected the appeal, stating that the rules were clear, no personal accommodations could be made. Court upheld the decision to rank her last. Even though she won semi-final, she was ranked last and replaced her in the final. So a lot of blame game happened around this controversy. Some people blamed her personally, saying that she should have taken care. Some blamed her coaches and support staff. Some blamed Wrestling Federation of India. Some blamed the United World Wrestling Foundation of the world. Some blamed the Olympics Organizing Committee. Some even blamed Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So in all this, we can see, despite a lot of hard work, not just for the preparation of this bout, but also to monitor the weight, Vinesh finally lost a chance to get Olympic gold. Or in fact, any medal whatsoever. So it's quite obvious, there was a lot of outrage all over India. Everyone called this decision unfair. So Vinesh was sympathized that she had been treated unfairly, meted out injustice. The opposition party offered a Rajya Sabha seat also to her in her honor. So all this happened. So from this incident, we can draw one conclusion, that despite all our efforts and good intentions, many times in life, we may be treated unfairly and meted out injustice. As we can see here in the case of Maharaj Parikshit, Srila Prabhupada states in the purport, today's purport, a king is not subject to any blame and certainly not such a harsh punishment as death for an insignificant offense of placing a dead snake around the neck of a Brahmana Rishi who had neglected receiving him properly. So Maharaj Parikshit was equally powerful. He could have very well rejected the curse. Instead, he could have countered the curse by punishing the impudent Brahmana boy Shringi. But instead, he never did that. He accepted the curse. Immediately, he left this kingdom. As a result, he became, instead of protesting, instead of cursing back, instead of punishing, he actually accepted and left the kingdom. What is the result of that? As a result, he became the medium for all of us to get the ripened fruit of Vedic knowledge, Srimad Bhagavatam, from the lips of Shukadeva Goswami. Thus, when reversals come in life, when one is meted out injustice, treated unfairly, we see here the example of Maharaj Parikshit as to how one has to respond to the same. In the Mahabharata, Bhishma Parva, which is also where there is Vishnu Sahasranama, in that Vishnu Sahasranama's Phalashruti, which is part of this Mahabharata, verse 13th chapter, 135th, 13th canto, 135th chapter, 133rd verse, we see the following. Na krodho na cha matsaryam na lobho na shubho matihi na ashubha matihi bhavanti krita punyanam bhaktanam purushottame. The meaning of this verse is, in the case of devotees, bhaktanam purushottame, the devotees of the great Lord, have acquired lot of good deeds. Bhavanti krita punyanam, who have acquired lot of pious credit by good deeds. Their mind, how is their mind? Is completely free from anger. Na krodaha, no krodha. Na cha matsaryam, no jealousy. Na lobaha, no greed. And na ashubhamatihi, no evil thoughts or no malice towards anyone. This is the nature of devotees of the great Lord Purushottama, the Shuddha Bhaktas of Purushottama. So we will see further in these verses of Srimad Bhagavatam further, in the verse number 48 in the same chapter, Suta Goswami explains the nature of pure devotees like Maharaj Parikshit. The same as what Mahabharata, that Vishnu Sahasranama Phalashruti says. Similarly, here it is said, Tiraskrita vipralabdha shaptakshipta hatapi. Tiraskrita vipralabdha shaptakshipta hatapi. Nasya pratikurvanitad bhakta prabhavopihi. The devotees of the Lord are so forbearing that even though they are defamed, cheated, cursed, disturbed, neglected, or even killed, they are never inclined to avenge themselves. This is the quality. Whereas we conditioned souls never try to improve. We only try to prove that I am right. So the tendency is to do tit for tat. What Shringi did? Tit for tat. In fact, more than tit for tat. Double, triple tit for one tat. Maharaj Parikshit put dead snake. He cursed, he will be killed by live snake bird. You see, that was the behavior of Shringi. But Maharaj Parikshit could have countered again, punished him, but he did not do so. You see, he simply said, no. I should not curse back. I should accept this as Lord's will. So as we mature in devotional service, the tendency to become affected by fairness, unfairness, justice, injustice, by our limited conditioned vision must reduce. We should be able to see people things, situations from the eyes of Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Sometimes what appears to be unfair and unjust may actually, in the ultimate sense, be the fairest and best just for our ultimate welfare. So we can learn from the incident of life of Maharaj Parikshit about how one has to take the reversals in life, especially when treated unfairly and unjustly. How to see the will of Supreme Lord ultimately for the good of living entity, although in short term it may appear that the devotee is undergoing intense suffering. So Shamika Rishi knew that the Lord will not forgive a person who has committed an offense to pure devotee. Lord will only give direction to take shelter of the devotee. He will not forgive, even if one goes to, we know Durvasa Muni's example, right? Lord even did not forgive Durvasa Muni. He told you, go back to Ambarish Maharaj. So the Rishi was thinking within himself, Maharaj Parikshit would counter curse the boy. If he counter curses, at least, no, it is good and the king will be saved. But the Rishi also knew that a pure devotee is actually callous about worldly advantages or reversals. So the devotees are never inclined to counteract personal defamation, curses, negligence, etc. As far as such things are concerned, in personal affairs, the devotees do not care for them. But in the case of this being performed against Lord and his devotees, then the devotees take very strict action. It was a personal affair. What happened to Maharaj Parikshit is a personal affair. Only he was cursed. So therefore Shamika Rishi knew that the king would not take any counteraction. Thus there was no alternative than to appeal to the Lord for this immature boy. So a powerful devotee never misuses the power for personal benefit. Whatever power the devotee may have is always utilized in the service of the Lord and his devotees only, not for his personal self. So Maharaj Parikshit also did not mind the curse offered to him by a foolish Brahmana. On the contrary, he took full advantage of this awkward situation. And by the great will of the Lord, Maharaj Parikshit achieved the highest perfection of life through the grace of Srila Shukadeva Goswami. Actually, this was all arrangement of the Lord. It was the will of the Lord. Therefore, Maharaj Parikshit, Rishi Shamika and his son Shringi were all instrumental in fulfilling the desire of the Lord. So none of them were ultimately put into difficulty because everything was done in relationship with the Supreme Lord. So later we will see in the next chapter, while returning home after all this cursing and after all this placing the dead snake and all that, Maharaj Parikshit immediately he was repenting. He felt that he had committed against the faultless and powerful Brahmana a heinous and uncivilized sin. Consequently, he was distressed. Parikshit Maharaj thought, I am uncivilized and sinful due to the neglect of Brahminical culture, God consciousness and cow protection. Therefore, I wish that my kingdom, strength and riches burn up immediately by the fire of the Brahmana's wrath, so that in the future I may not be guided by such inauspicious attitudes. While the king was thus repenting, he was thinking, even before he knew that a curse has come, he was already thinking, let me be cursed. He was only thinking. While the king was thus repenting, he received the news of his imminent death, which would be due to the bite of a snake bird, because of the curse spoken by the sage's son. The king accepted this as good news, for it would be the cause of his indifference towards worldly things. So we see here in Parikshit Maharaj's case, correction must make us feel happy, not sad. Sometimes we make some mistake and we try to cover up that mistake. Why? Because you think, oh, if it is known, then I'll get scolded. And if I get scolded, I feel bad, I feel sad. Therefore, I should not. But here, the lesson is, if at all I commit a mistake, I should immediately hope and beg to the Lord that I must be punished, I must be corrected. And if I am corrected, I will be very happy. That is one lesson. Another lesson, any personal insult, personal reversal, personal unfairness, we should think, we should not take it seriously. In fact, we should think, it is my karma burning up. I have so much karma in the past. Maybe in this case I was not at fault, but I am being wrongly accused, wrongly punished. But I have done so many other bad karma which I am not even knowing. And that karma is being burnt up now. You see, if we have to get something good, all our papa karma has to first burn. So therefore, it will only help me improve this karma burning. And especially in my service, if I have to render service to the Lord, I should be fortunate. If I have to get good fortune, if I have to get good fortune in my service, then I should be purified. If I have to be purified, all my karma should be burnt up. Therefore, even if I am not at fault, I may be blamed so that my karma is burnt. But by such purification, I can render more service to the Lord. This should be the vision of a devotee. This is the Lord's way of purifying me. So therefore, when someone is humiliating me personally, internally, we must feel happy. Karma is burning, very nice. There is one Dasara Pada also, Purandara Dasa also says this. Bayiro, manavutti bayiro. Scold me more. And he goes on explaining, very beautiful song, you must all go back and Google and listen to it, read it. He lists out why he should be scolded, what all I have done. Many things. General things, which all of us, if Purandara Dasa says that he has done, then obviously we have all also done those things, you will see. We have disrespected our elders, we have disrespected the respectable people like Brahmanas. I have killed insects, ants. Purandara Dasa says all this. So many papas have done like this. Therefore, now, if you scold me, by that scolding, all my karma will burn. I am very happy. So that should be the mood of a devotee. That's how a devotee might respond. Does not mean that, someone goes on accusing and at least you should not even clarify the fact. No, as a matter of duty, if it is disturbing our normal services, if by that blame, if our devotional service is being taken away, as a matter of duty we have to tell. No, this is a misunderstanding, this is. But we should always be ready without being disturbed. May be accepted, may not be accepted. Even after I clarify, if I give evidence, proof, I am not at fault still. No, you are only at fault, if it is said. One should not be disturbed. It's a very high standard of devotional service. Why? Because you should think that, okay, that means Lord is burning up my karma in such a way that, and He is creating problem for me to render this devotional service at this point of time because of this blame. I am being disqualified by this devotional. That means the Lord has a bigger plan. He wants to purify me to such a level so that I can take a greater service for Him. I can do greater service by which I can glorify the Lord even more. This is a vision of a proper pure devotee. Pure devotee or Shuddha Bhakta means akamaha. He has no personal desire, no material desire of his own, no personal desire. Material or spiritual, in fact. No personal desire. So among devotees also there are two categories. In fact, many categories. As we read, there is a verse, Akamaha sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradhi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusha puman. It is said everyone should worship the Supreme Lord. It is best to go to the Supreme Lord Krishna or Vishnu instead of doing so many other things. Whether you have no desire, akamaha, sarva kamava, if you have all kinds of desires also, moksha kama, if you have desire to get liberated from the material world, even that desire. In all these three cases, one who is actually intelligent, udaradi, broad-minded, highly intelligent, intellectual, such a devotee, what they do? Tivrena bhakti yogena. They have to engage in bhakti yoga, devotional service. To whom? Yajetha purusha puman, the Supreme Lord, who is the benefactor of all sacrifices. So whether sakama, whether sarvakama, rakama, or moksha kama, one should engage in devotional service. So today is the auspicious appearance day of Vamanadeva, Vamana Jayanti, Vamana Dwadashi. And this Vamana Jayanti, on this day, we can see the entire Leela, why Vamanadeva appeared. It was a tussle between, although it appears externally to be a tussle between Devas and Danavas, Suras and Asuras, demigods and demons, Devatas and Asuras or Rakshasas or Danavas. Actually, it is actually a tussle, or not even a tussle, actually it is a lesson for all of us on what is better standard of devotional service. To be a akama bhakta or a sarvakama bhakta or sakama bhakta. So it is actually a conflict between sakama bhaktas, that is the devatas headed by Indra, and akama bhakta, that is Bali Maharaj, is a pure devotee. Although he is a demon, born in a demonic family, he was actually a pure devotee. Bali Maharaj was one of the 12 Mahajanas. Mahajana means what? In whose footsteps we should follow. Indra is not Mahajana. He is a devotee, Sakama Bhakta, but he is not to be followed. It is not that we should follow in his footsteps. But Bali Maharaj is a Mahajana. Mahajana yena gatas sapanta. We should follow in the footsteps of Bali Maharaj. So on this auspicious occasion, let us understand the story of Bali Maharaj and Vamanadeva's appearance. What it is. It appears in the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, from almost chapter 10 onwards, on and off, and chapter 18, 19, 20 is in detail. So the story is very elaborate. We will try to cover a little bit. Okay, there is a lot of constraints. First of all, today is Dwadashi. After Ekadashi, all of us are also looking when Prabhu will finish Vamana Dwadashi Mahaprasadam we want. There is also Harinam Diksha happening today. Diksha will happen after the program, after our Bhagavatam class and Prasadam. So the long story, we will try to cut it as short as possible with important lessons. So Bali Maharaj was born in the Asura Kula, the dynasty of demons, as the son of Virochana, the grandson of Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj, who is a pure devotee, another Mahajana. So Bali Maharaj is the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj, son of Prahlad Maharaj's son Virochana. So Bali Maharaj was born in the 6th Manvantara, the Chakshusha Manvantara. Currently we are in which Manvantara? Vaivasvata Manvantara, which is the 7th Manvantara. So immediately prior to our current Manvantara, Vaivasvata Manvantara's prior, that is Chakshusha Manvantara, Bali Maharaj was born as the son of Virochana, and he became the commander-in-chief of the demons. So when he became the commander-in-chief, the Brahmana descendants of Bhrigu Rishi, Bhrigu Muni, were very pleased with Bali Maharaj, who desired to conquer the kingdom of Indra. Therefore, after purifying him and properly bathing him according to regulative principles, they engaged him in a performance of a yajna known as Vishwajit. Vishwajit yajna, if one performs, he becomes capable of conquering the Vishwa. Vishwa means not only one planet, the entire existence, all the 14 planetary systems, one can conquer. So, Bhrigu Muni's descendants, the rishis, they engaged Bali Maharaj in this yajna. So, because of that Vishwajit yajna, Bali Maharaj became successful in conquering all the 14 planetary systems, chased out Indra from his Swargaloka, from Indraloka. All the devatas, everybody was chased out, and they all disappeared. So Bali Maharaj, the son of Virochana, entered the heavenly kingdom, and from there he brought the 3 worlds, the upper, middle and the lower planetary systems under his control. Then the Brahmana descendants of Bhrigu Muni were very pleased, and they engaged him now. Not only he conquered and by Vishwajit Yajna, now they engaged him in performing 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas. By performing 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas, what happens? If one performs 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas, one becomes eligible to become the Indra next. So, Zindagi ke साथ भी जिंदगी के बाद भी. So current zindagi is conquered or Indra. Next zindagi he will become Indra. Insurance. So Bali Maharaj was in such a secure position now. And now the Devatas, Indra, all are worried. What to do? Arre, Bali Maharaj, first of all he chased us out. Now he is going to take my position even next also. So fully insecure. What to do? So they all went to Brahma and asked, what should we do? How to get back our kingdom? How to defeat this Bali Maharaj? Then Brahma said, Bali has become very powerful now. You cannot do anything. Only the Supreme Lord Vishnu can save you. Please pray to him. Then they all went and prayed. They selected Kashyapa Muni and Aditi, his wife, as the means for the Supreme Lord's mercy. So Aditi was desiring now how I should save my sons. Because all the devas, all the suras were sons of Aditi. And all the Danavas are sons of Diti. Both are wives of Kashyapa Muni. Now Aditi wanted to save her sons. So then she approached Kashyapa Muni. What should I do? How to get the Supreme Lord's mercy to save my sons? Then Kashyapa Muni told her, you perform one vrata called Payo Vrata. So by performing this Payo Vrata ceremony, Aditi became fully opulent. And then the Lord appeared in front of her and asked her, what shall I do with her? Lord, what shall I do with you? The Lord appeared to her with 4 hands dressed with yellow garments. And he asked, what shall I do? Then Aditi prayed, my dear Lord, you appear in my womb as my own son. So then, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the super soul of all living entities, the Paramatma, was very pleased with her, and he agreed to become her son by incarnating as a plenary expansion. So he was already pleased by Kashyapa Muni's austerities, and now he agreed to Aditi to be born as their son. So after giving his word of honor to this effect, he disappeared. In due course of time, he appeared in the womb of Aditi as Vamanadeva. When did he appear? He appeared. Vamanadeva appeared. How he appeared also is explained, very nice. Appeared in this world from the womb of Aditi. See, the Supreme Lord's appearance is not like any of our appearance, any of our birth. Not in the maternity ward of KC General Hospital. Crying. How the Lord appeared? in the womb of Aditi, completely equipped with conch shell, disc, club and lotus, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. His bodily hue was blackish and he was dressed in yellow garments. Which baby is born with garments and holding all Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma? To show that I am not ordinary child, I am the Supreme Lord Vishnu himself. So, Lord Vishnu appeared like this as Vamanadeva at an auspicious moment on Shravana Dwadashi in the Abhijit Nakshatra. At that time, in all the three worlds, all the Devatas, cows, Brahmanas were happy because of God's appearance. Therefore, this auspicious day of Vamana Jayanti is also called Vijaya Dwadashi. So, after his appearance, the Lord assumed the form of a dwarf. Dwarf in Sanskrit means Vamana. So, then Lord Vamanadeva, after appearing like this, first he appeared in the four-armed Vishnu form, then he became dwarf Vamana. And Vamana Deva, what he did next? He went to sacrificial arena where Ashwamedha Yajnas were being performed by Bali Maharaj under the direction of Bhrigu Muni's descendants. On the northern side of Narmada river, in the place called Bhrigu Kacha. So he went there wearing a belt made of munja straw, an upper garment of deer skin, and a sacred thread, carrying his hands in his hands a danda, an umbrella, and a kamandalu. We see today's Krishna's decoration as Vamanadeva in this form. And like this, Lord Vamanadeva appeared in the sacrificial arena of Maharaj Bali. Bali Maharaj, immediately pure devotee and also greatly charitably disposed to Brahmanas, immediately accepted the presence of the Lord, washed his feet, drank that water, and then he inquired Lord Vamanadeva's welfare and requested Lord to ask him for money, jewels, or anything he might desire, because king wants to give charity to Brahmana. So Bali Maharaj was thinking Vamanadeva is a Brahmana, young Brahmana. So he told, ask anything. Lord Vamanadeva, first of all, he praised Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, these great grandfathers, for their heroic activities. After thus, he praising all the family members of Bali Maharaj, he begged the king for 3 paces of land, 3 steps. Bali Maharaj agreed to give this land in charity since this is very insignificant. But Shukracharya is the guru of Bali Maharaj. He could understand, hey, this is not ordinary fellow. Vamanadeva was Vishnu, the friend of the Devatas. Vishnu is friend of Devatas. He is called Surapakshapati. He is always partial to Suras. So he told, Shukracharya hey, don't give. Bali Maharaj, don't give this land to this Vamana. He is not Vamana, he is Vishnu himself. So Shukracharya advised Bali Maharaj to withdraw his promise. So after hearing this instructive advice of Shukracharya, Bali Maharaj became contemplative. So it is the duty of a householder to maintain the principles of dharma. So Bali Maharaj thought, this is improper to withdraw a promise to a brahmachari brahmana. If I first told I will give and again I don't give, that means I am lying. To lie or fail to honor a promise given to a brahmachari is never proper, for lying is the most sinful activity. Everyone should be afraid of sinful reactions to lying. For Mother Earth cannot even bear the weight of a sinful liar. So overpopulation is not a trouble to Mother Earth. But burden of even one sinful liar becomes burden to Mother Earth. So previously all the great kings and emperors expanded their kingdoms with regard to welfare of people in general. While engaged in such activities for benefit of general public, eminent men performed, even sacrificed their own lives. It is said that one who is glorious in his activities is always living, never dies. Like this Bali Maharaj was thinking. So therefore, even if this brahmachari, Vamanadeva was Lord Vishnu, if the Lord Vishnu accepted my charity, Bali Maharaj thought I should not envy him. Considering all these points, Bali Maharaj finally gave in charity everything he possessed. How he gave charity? As soon as Bali Maharaj said, okay, please take the charity, Lord Vamanadeva, from being a dwarf Brahmana, immediately expanded himself into a universal body, Vishwarupa. By the mercy of Lord Vamanadeva, Bali Maharaj could see the Lord is all pervading. Everything rests in his body. Bali Maharaj could see Lord Vamanadeva as Supreme Vishnu, wearing a helmet, yellow garments, marks of Srivatsa, Kaustuba, a flower garland, ornaments decorating his entire body. The Lord gradually covered the entire surface of the world. By extending his body, he covered the entire sky. With one step, covered the entire earth and the middle planetary system, in fact, not only earth, all the middle planetary system. With another step, he covered the sky, the higher planetary systems, everything covered. Middle and lower planetary systems covered by one step. Higher planetary systems covered up to Brahmaloka covered by another step. Now, there is no place for third step. When Bali Maharaj was thus rendered helpless, Lord Vishnu, Vamanadeva, asked him for the third step of the land. Still pending. Where is the third step? Give me. Clear my due. And Bali Maharaj said, I have nothing. So then Lord Vishnu's carrier, Garuda, immediately arrested Bali Maharaj with the ropes of Nagapasha. Varuna's ropes are called Nagapasha. He arrested him with that. And he took him to another loka. And he bound him. And there Vamanadeva, Lord Vishnu sat on the throne. And Maharaj Bali was bound and put as if as criminal, as a culprit in front of Lord Vishnu. What was his crime? That he could not give he promised that he will give 3 steps, but he could not give the third step. So because Bali Maharaj did that, Lord Vishnu appreciated Bali Maharaj's determination and integrity. When Bali Maharaj was unable to fulfill his promise, Lord Vishnu ascertained the place for him would be planet Sutala, which is better than the planets of heaven. Bali Maharaj was extremely truthful. Being unable to keep his promise, he was very much afraid, for he knew that one who has deviated from truthfulness is insignificant in the eyes of society. Bali Maharaj was not disturbed. You see, he gave everything, and all this was trick of Vamanadeva. He appeared as a dwarf and then changed to Vishwarupa. Shukracharya even told him, don't do this, till he did this. All this why? Because Vamanadeva wanted to take away Bali Maharaj's kingdom and give back to Indra. Why? Because Indra prayed. Indra and Devatas prayed, please give back our kingdom. They wanted their kingdom. So Vamanadeva actually tricked him. And although he was tricked and then he was arrested, Bali Maharaj did not have any animosity. Personally, he was insulted, humiliated, bound as a criminal for no fault of his by being tricked. And who is tricking? The Supreme Lord himself. Right? It's like the Supreme Court. You have given injustice. Supreme Court is only holding you. So what you can do? Only Supreme Court can give discharge or this thing. Supreme Court gives wrong decision, you cannot do anything. Bali Maharaj was, still he was not affected. What did he do? Having been arrested by the ropes of Varuna, he was offering prayers to the Lord. He offered prayers saying that his grandfather Prahlad Maharaj also was not deviated from his devotional service even though harassed by his own father Hiranyakashipu. Similarly, I should also be getting that same strength. He prayed like that. Not only did Bali Maharaj pray, seeing Bali Maharaj's arrest, Prahlad Maharaj came to that place. Even Prahlad Maharaj is a pure devotee. If he wanted, he could have prayed to the Lord and got him released. Instead, Prahlad Maharaj is praising the Supreme Lord Vamana that, oh, you are so great. This grandson, he had become very proud of his opulence. He had taken away Vrindra's thing. So you are very nicely, you have tricked him. And you have punished him. Very good. He deserves this. Bali Maharaj's wife, Vindhyavali. Usually wife is very affected if her husband is in a bad situation. Like we see even Kaliya, when he was being subdued by Krishna, Nagapatnis came and prayed, please release him. Here we see Vindhyavali, Bali Maharaj's wife, she is not praying for release. She is saying, yeah, my husband was very proud. He has done, he deserves this. Very good, you have done nice thing. In fact, it is very correct what has happened to us. We accept your punishment with all gratitude. This is the way she has taken it. Imagine. Seeing all this wonderful behavior of this entire family, although born in a demonic family, grandfather Prahlad Maharaj, wife Vindhyavali, and Bali Maharaj himself, nobody blaming the Lord, but they are actually accepting with great gratitude and humility. Then what happened? In fact, Brahmadev got moved. Lord Brahma got moved by this. And he thought, oh my God, no, Bali Maharaj should not get this kind of a punishment. He should not get. So please, he should release. Lord Brahma said, O Wilvisher and master of all living entities, now this man has been sufficiently punished. For you have taken everything. Now you can release him. He does not deserve to be punished more. Bali Maharaj has already offered everything to your lordship. Without hesitation, he has offered his land, planets, and whatever else he has earned by his pious activities, including even his own body. By offering even some water, newly grown grass, or flower buds at your lotus feet, those who maintain no mental duplicity can achieve the most exalted position within the spiritual world. Thus, Bali Maharaj without duplicity has now offered everything in the three worlds. How then can he deserve to suffer from arrest? Brahmadev is asking, what is this, Lord? After offering everything, how can you arrest him? Then, after placing the feet on, the third foot on Bali Maharaj's feet, the Lord Vamanadeva on his head, Lord Vamanadeva, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, he said, Yanmadha Purusha Stabdo Lokam Mam Chavamanyate Yesha Dhanava Daityanam Agrani Kritivardhanaha Ajaishad Ajayam Mayam Sidan Api Namuhyati. Bali Maharaj has become the most famous among the demons and non-believers, for in spite of being bereft of all material opulences, he is fixed in his devotional service. I show such a pure devotee, not to Indra, who is Sakama Bhakta, but he is a Kama Bhakta, is a pure devotee. Therefore, I show special favor to such a pure devotee by first taking away all his possessions. Yasyaham anugrahanami harishye tad dhanam shanai. If I become specially merciful upon someone, I take away all his possessions so that he becomes completely dependent on him. Although bereft of his riches, fallen from his original position, defeated, arrested by his enemies, rebuked, deserted by his relatives and friends. You see, Bali Maharaj was deserted by his relatives and friends. His grandfather is saying, hey, waste fellow, he deserves this. Wife is saying, yeah, he deserves this. Although suffering from the pain of being bound, although being rebuked and cursed by his spiritual master, Shukracharya also cursed him. You are not accepting my good advice. You are condemned. Bali Maharaj remained fixed in his vow to give charity. He did not give up his truthfulness. It was certainly with pretension, therefore, that I spoke about dharma. I told, oh, you should follow dharma, you have given up dharma. Where is the third step? Give. But it is only pretense. Just to bring out his glory, I did all this. He is true to his word. So Bali Maharaj passed the severe test put to him by Supreme Lord. This is the further proof of the Lord's mercy towards his devotee. The Supreme Lord sometimes puts a devotee to severe tests that are almost unbearable. One could hardly even live under the conditions forced upon Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj endured all these severe tests by the mercy of the Supreme Lord. The Lord certainly appreciates the devotee's forbearance. And it is recorded. All this happened why? So that it could be recorded. And future it can be glorified. The glories of the devotee can be glorified in Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore it got recorded. Lord did this so that he can record the glory of a pure devotee versus a devotee with material desires like Indra. This was not an ordinary test. As described in the verse, hardly anyone can survive such a test. But for the future glorification of Bali Maharaj, one of the Mahajanas, Supreme Personality of Godhead not only tested him, but also gave him the strength to tolerate such adversity. The Lord is so kind to his devotee that when severely testing him, the Lord also gives him the necessary strength to be tolerant and continue to remain a glorious devotee. So the Lord continued, because of his great tolerance, I have given him a place not obtainable even by the demigods. He will become king of the heavenly planets during the period of Manu known as Savarni. So, Bali Maharaj did not lose anything. He was performing 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas on the direction of descendants of Bhrigu Muni so that he can become Indra in the future after he gives up this life. And Indra post made all this arrangement and Vamanadeva so that he will not be successful and Indra will get back his kingdom. But what happened after all this? Although Bali Maharaj was punished, Vamanadeva blessed him, that not immediately, you see, because all this conflict is there, because this Indra wants to remain Indra. So, okay, I am making an arrangement, compromise. This kingdom goes back to Indra now, but in the next Manvantara, after this Manvantara, one more Manvantara is there. Chakshusha Manvantara is when Bali Maharaj was there. After this comes the current Manvantara, which is Vaivasvata Manvantara. After Vaivasvata Manvantara, 8th Manvantara is Savarni Manvantara. In that Savarni Manvantara, Bali Maharaj will become the Indra. He blessed him. So Bali Maharaj did not lose anything. And you are going to become Indra. After one more Manvantara. So what is this Manvantara? A Manvantara is a vast period of cosmic governance. It lasts for, one Manvantara lasts for 71 Mahayugas. One Mahayuga is 4.32 billion years. Right? All, one Kali Yuga, one Dwapara Yuga, one Treta Yuga, one Satya Yuga, all put together is one Mahayuga. Like that 71 Mahayugas becomes one Manvantara. That means a Manu lives for 71 Manvantaras. In his lifetime it is 71 years. Like that. And it is 71 Manvantaras becomes one day of Brahma. So, in the 14 Manvantaras which are there, actually 14 Manvantaras become one day of Brahma. So, in the 14 Manvantaras, 6th Manvantara was Bali Maharaj time. 7th Manvantara, Vaivasvata Manvantara, current Manvantara. Next Manvantara, 8th Manvantara, he will become Indra. But what happens until then? It is not that after, till then he will be condemned, arrested. No. Bali Maharaj was released immediately by Vamana. What he did? Till Savarani Manvantara, next Manvantara, that means current Manvantara, Chakshusha is remaining and Vaivasvata. What happens? What did Lord do? Until Bali Maharaj achieves the position of king of heaven Indra, he shall live on the planet of Sutala, which was made by Vishwakarma. The Lord got it made by Vishwakarma according to my order. Vamanadeva ordered Vishwakarma, make one wonderful planet in Sutala. Because it is especially protected by me, built by Vishwakarma, architect of Devatas, protected by Vamanadeva, Lord Vishnu himself. It is free. What is the nature of Sutala? So beautiful. You see, it is free from mental and bodily miseries, fatigue, dizziness, defeat, and all other disturbances. No Adhyatmika Klesha, no Adibhautika Klesha, no Adidevika Klesha. No diseases. No Mrityu. No, Mrityu is there. Janma and Mrityu only are there. No Vyadi and no Jara. Bali Maharaj was given such a planet. You may go now, he told, Bali Maharaj was told by Narayana, by Lord Vishnu, Vamanadeva, you may go now, live there peacefully. Oh Bali Maharaj, you may go to the planet Sutala, which is actually desired even by the Devatas. Live there peacefully, surrounded by your friends and relatives. All good fortune unto you. On this planet Sutala, not even the predominating deities of other planets, what to speak of ordinary people, will be able to conquer you. See, there will be another fear. No, again this Indra will come here also, he will fight. So he is saying, don't worry. Nobody can come conquer you there. Why? Because I myself, if they transgress this your rule, my disc, my Sudarshana Chakra will kill them. So, hero, I shall always be with you and give you protection in all respects, along with your associates and paraphernalia. I will become your doorkeeper. I will be your doorman. Moreover, you will always be able to see me there. See, one more, additional. Not only I will protect you, now actually Lord is only protecting all of us also. But, special, not only I am protecting you, you will be able to see me there always. What an amazing benediction. So what did Bali Maharaj get in return to giving away everything that he had? He got, first of all, he got the eligibility to become Indra in Savarani Manvantara. Until then, he could be in Sutala planet, which is even greater than all the other planets. And there, who will be his protector? The Supreme Lord Vishnu himself. His Sudarshana Chakra will protect and kill anyone who comes to attack him. And moreover, he will be able to always see Lord Vishnu there. Such a wonderful, glorious benediction he got in return to the 3 steps he offered, which Lord took away all his then possessions. So therefore, if someone gives something to the Lord, he is not a loser, he is a gainer by million times. So by giving charity to Lord Vishnu, Bali Maharaj did not lose anything. But on the contrary, Indra wanted only his material opulence. I want my sarga back. Please give me. So Lord fulfilled. Ye yata mam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamyaham. Oh, you want your Indra Loka? You will get your Indra Loka. He appeared as Vamanadeva, took away everything from Bali Maharaj, gave to Indra, but he gave a higher thing to Vamanadeva, to Bali Maharaj as Vamana. Therefore, who is glorious? Who is glorious? Indra or Bali? Bali Maharaj is glorious than Indra, because Indra is a Sakama Bhakta. He got his Indra Loka. He remained as an Indra in the Indra Loka for that Manvantara. And after that he has to go whatever, Shine Panye, matralokam vishanti. He has to fall down. But Bali Maharaj, being a pure devotee, he not only attained a position of Indra which he had desired in Savarni Manvantara, until then he got Sutala planet where Lord, Supreme Lord, always was present with him and he was able to see him. And so he attained the Supreme Lord himself. Therefore, a pure devotee never should desire for anything except the Lord. Therefore, Dhruva Maharaj also prayed, Swamin Kritarthosmi Varam Nayache. Kachan Vichinvan, I was searching for a piece of glass. Abhi Divya Ratnam, but I got the glorious gem. What is that? Swami, yourself. Kritarthosmi, I am fully satisfied. Na varam yache, varam na yache. Therefore, sometimes, although it may appear some situation, some blame, some personal humiliation, personal insult, personal injustice, unfairness, all that may appear in the life of a devotee, apparently, a devotee, if he is a pure devotee, if he is aspiring to be a pure devotee, should not simply fight. He might fight as a matter of duty and to protect, not for his personal. If it is his personal humiliation, personal insult, he should not even worry. It's okay. Chalta hai. For the sake of service, he has to do as a matter of duty, he may represent. But ultimately, he accepts the Supreme Lord is in control. Ultimately, I will get the best, as Bali Maharaj has got in this story. So therefore, we should aspire to be the followers of Mahajana Bali Maharaj. Mahajana ena gatassa pantha. We should walk in the footsteps of Bali Maharaj. We should follow Akama Bhakti. Become pure devotee, not Sakama Bhakta as Indra. If we become Sakama Bhakta also, we will get, Krishna will bless us to become like Indra. You will get opulence. But that is temporary. But if we become Akama Bhakta like Bali Maharaj, Mahajana, we will get eternal protection from the Supreme Lord Himself. We will get Lord Himself. So therefore, we have to make the ultimate choice. Disregarding personal dishonor, unfairness, injustice, insult, take all that for the sake of permanent, eternal happiness of getting the Supreme Lord Himself. That is the example taught by Bali Maharaj on this auspicious occasion of Vamana Jayanti, Vamana Dwadashi, and that is the lesson taught by Parikshit Maharaj in this today's shloka, by how he accepted the curse of Shringi, although he was not deserving of it, and although he could counter it. Parikshit Maharaj told, I will take it. As a result, we got the Srimad Bhagavatam. As a result, Bali Maharaj got the Supreme Lord Himself. As a result, if we take personal humiliation, insult, unfairness, injustice, we will also get the Supreme Lord Himself. And if we follow in the footsteps of such pure devotees, in the future Srimad Bhagavatam, when Srila Prabhupada's glories as a pure devotee is recorded, all such devotees who cooperated with this pure devotee, their history also will get recorded in the future Srimad Bhagavatam. So therefore, let us all pray to such pure devotees, Mahajanas like Srila Prabhupada, Bali Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj and others, to follow in their footsteps and become pure devotees, Mahajanas, Akama Bhaktas. We will stop here. Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Vamanadeva ki, Bali Maharaj ki jai.